So is this on? It's on? Okay. Right. Hey everybody! Woo! Good morning everybody. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Sue Shuttle and I'm the CEO of ARRM. And together with me is my partner in crime, Julie Johnson. And Julie is the president of MSS and the president of MORE as well. So thank you again for coming. It's so great to actually see you in person. Yeah, woo! All right, can you believe it that it's been 3 long years since we have been together here in person in the Capitol? A lot has happened in those 3 years, but there is so much more left to do. I think we all know that. That is why we're here today. We need you to help raise your voice with the legislators that you're meeting with later today, and we need them to invest in us. There's a theme here today that you've been seeing signs in here. We really need the legislature to invest in disability services. So our message today is simple. Investing in people with disabilities must be a top priority with legislators, and when they need to hear from you. Are you ready to get fired up? Woo! All right, let's raise our voices and make sure that everybody can hear us with this phrase. Let's get it started. Invest in us. 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 Keep it going. Woo! Thank you. Julie, go ahead.
Well, that's amazing. It is so cool to stand up here and see everybody smiling and ready to share your stories today. So good morning. Disability Services Day at the Capitol is your day. You're here to share your stories and let your legislators know how important it is to invest in services for people with disabilities so everyone can live community-connected lives. It's also important for you to help those legislators recognize the important work that DSPs and other providers do, because you know better than everybody that they help people live their best life. So please share your stories today and let them hear your voice. All right, we have a full agenda today, so we're going to get started. So get ready to chant and cheer, because we're going to have to do that throughout the rally this morning. Have a good day, everybody.
Hello, my name is Amy Forseth, and I'm with Living Well Disability Services. I'm happy to introduce to you today my legislator, Representative Peter Fisher from District 44A. Representative Fisher serves as the chair of the Human Services Policies Committee. Through that role, Representative Fisher has been a strong voice in the support of policy provisions that impact people with disabilities. He helps to shine the light on the challenges and bring meaningful solutions to the table. We are so grateful for Representative Fisher's thoughtful leadership this session. We are looking forward to continuing to partner with him to ensure that direct support professionals are able to make a livable wage and that people living with disabilities are able to access the services and supports that they need and choose. Please join me in welcoming Chair Peter Fisher.
Thank you so much. You're so kind. Good morning, everybody. It's great to see so many smiling faces here today. Thank you all for taking the time to come out and talk to us here at the Capitol. It is so important to have your voices here today. I'm very excited to say that I've been working very hard with Chair Mahmoud Noor, who is in charge of our Finance Committee, to make sure that we can address the critical needs out there to make sure that people who are doing the work to help support everybody with disabilities can be paid a living wage to help everybody be successful and thrive in the future. And so we are very committed to that. And I will say that all of you here today also get to play a very important part of that, is making sure that you have an opportunity to meet with your local representatives and your senators to let them know how important this is, to make sure that people have got the funding to be able to serve those that have disabilities. And so when you have a chance today, after you're done meeting here, make sure to talk to your representatives and senators. Tell them how important it is that people should always be paid a living wage to do this very important work. And by doing that, we create a better society. And at the same time, we want to make sure that we're providing a pathway for more people to come in and do this very rewarding work. So I want to say thank you, everybody, for being here today. Make sure to connect with your representatives and senators and get the good word out there, and having a fun and exciting day. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really excited to introduce Senator John Hoffman, especially because, I know, like me, John lives in Champlin, Minnesota, and he's my senator. Senator Hoffman is currently the chair of the Senate Human Services Committee, the Senate committee that disability services, funding, and policy. He's been a leader in disability service advocacy funding for many, many years. In his role with the Human Services Committee, he's been a long-time, very strong supporter of waiver-funded disability services and how the funding in Minnesota works to support people with disabilities to live their very best lives. He's the co-author on this year's Best Alliance bill, a bill he has championed for many years. So let's welcome Senator John Hoffman.
Hey, first of all, do I see you? Yes, I see you. I do see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. This is serious business we're about, isn't it? Do not make this the only time you come here this year. Will you promise me that? I need you to do a couple of things. Number one, introduce yourself to who your elected officials are, right? Make sure they know you by name and make sure they see you, because I do see you and I see you. This is about your house. Welcome to your house. I love it. This is a rally, folks, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to be so loud, right, today, but we're not just going to do it today, because as soon as you're gone, there's other people that are going to be coming in, and they're going to want something they want. But here's the thing that you got that they don't have. The fact is, you are why we should be doing business in Minnesota. Do you agree with me on that? So fill these halls. Let's do this. Disability rights are human rights. Do you see me? Yes, I do. Invest in us. Thank you very much, you guys. Keep this going. Keep this going. Will you promise me that? Thank you.
How about Senator Hoffman? Yeah, you know, I'm Tom Weaver. I'm with the Chief Services up in Blaine. And I've got this theory that Senator Hoffman actually had a twin and he was separated at birth, and they didn't reunite until they both came to the Minnesota Senate. That's funny. Senator Abeler, standing behind me, is my state senator, and I gotta tell you, there has never been a more effective bipartisan duo in the legislature than these two guys. They are incredible. And I can say, yeah. Senator Abeler, he not only sees you, but he also hears you, and he understands you, and there's nobody who works harder on your behalf than Senator Abeler. I'm just thrilled to have him as my state senator, and I'm thrilled that he's here representing your interests as well. So let's give it up for Senator Jim Abeler.
Oh, it is so great to be here with you, but more than that, it's great to have you here with the Capitol. And this, who owns this place? I tell the kids when they come, who owns this building? You do. Well, why don't you say that? Who owns this building? We do. Exactly. And who do all the legislators and the governor and all the other people, staff, work for? You work for you, that's right. And we all love you a lot. And so get over here, John. This is my good friend, John Hoffman. I don't know if you know much about politics, but he's a Democrat, I'm a Republican, and we don't care. What we do care about deeply care about is your lives. The lives of you as individuals, as people, as staff, as families, as Minnesotans, as members of this great planet we live on here. And actually, we do see you. And so I wanted, sometimes this place echoes so cool. Do you have one of those signs? Hey, where's give him the script. Yeah, John, you want to? So in case you're not sure what I want you to say, that's your script, all right? Do you see me? Can you handle that? So like really loud, do you see me? You ready? Let's do that. Do you see me? Again, do you see me? That was pretty good. Well, we do. We care. The budgets are coming out this week, and there's no one more committed than your good chairman, John Hoffman, and me to making sure you have an amazing life, that you can thrive and live happily ever after. So just one more time, just to remind the people that are up on the third floor, they want to hear you say, do you see me? Thanks. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Stacy Dietzuk, and I'm very proud to be here today. People with disabilities are cool. I am here to advocate today for the services that I get and the staff that help me. I am through Opportunity Partners, and they help me with my own town home. And thank you to Amy Heigl. I also am through RISE, and I work at Cummins. And I would like to thank Kathy Buff, my supervisor. I am the very proud cousin of Senate Majority Leader Carrie Dietzuk. And we're rooting for you, Carrie. Hi. I am proud to introduce the governor and lieutenant governor today. But before I do, I want the legislators to know that people with disability need help keeping their services. We are very strong people, and we will never give up until we are very good. So, it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was fabulous. Fabulous. Yay. Well, good morning, Minnesota, and welcome. Welcome, as we always say here, welcome to your house. This is where democracy happens. You often hear me and the Lieutenant Governor talk about one Minnesota. That will only be realized when every single person in this state feels seen, valued, heard, and invested in. Now, I see new friends and old friends. I have to say hi to my friend Daniel from Rochester. We've known each other for over 20 years. Thanks for having me to your house. But to each and every one of you here, you're here to send a very clear and eloquent message to the administration. And it is well past time for Minnesota to invest in all of our people, to invest in the services that provide the highest quality of life possible, and to invest in the people who make that happen. The caregivers, the PCAs, the folks who are doing the work. So, now, how many of you have done this before? Come to the Capitol for the rally. All right. And how many of you have then left and watched nothing get done that much? Now, all of us know democracy is challenged. Democracy is a little messy. Here's the difference. You've seen this over the last 8 weeks. Things are different this year. Things that have been stalled are moving. Things that were said we couldn't do are moving forward. And something that's very different than past years. When they tell you we don't have enough money to invest, that's not true. We do have the money. We do have a surplus. We do have the capacity to do it. Now, you hear your voice echoing in here. You're going to stand in front of legislators, the governor, the lieutenant governor, and make clear you're not asking for anything special. You're asking to be treated with the dignity and with the respect and the programs that the state can offer in a way that improves life. And so making this case, going out, we have 5 weeks. We have 5 weeks. People used to come here with wish lists of things they wanted. That's changed. People come here with a to-do list demanding it get finished. And so over the next 5 weeks, we need to make the case that investments across the board for our children, for our families, for our state can be done. And I would ask all of you to view it this way. This is not a one-time windfall, and what we do then is that's all we're going to do. We have fallen so far behind in many of these areas, this year alone's not going to be enough. We need to come back next year and do it again. We need to come back the year after that and do it again, and we need to keep building. Don't let us fall behind, and don't let us think that one thing is what we need. Because at the end of the day, everyone in here is asking for one thing. Let us live our lives in the manner that we choose, with the dignity that we choose, to the best of our ability and the state's ability to deliver. We can do that. With that, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan.
Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm going to ask you one more time. How are you doing? There we go. So we came out of our office, and I was overwhelmed by how many people are here in the Capitol. You have turned out from every corner of the state to say, invest in us, to ask the question, do you see me? Right? To say, I stand for disability justice. The signs that all abilities matter. As you are in this place and you are in this space, I hope that you feel welcome. And I hope that you feel welcome, and I hope that you feel heard. And one of the most powerful phrases that you can use in this space when you are meeting with your legislators, when you're meeting with folks in the administration, is, can I count on your support? Can we count on your support? And I think that the vibe that you're picking up from this governor is that the answer is yes, that this is the year that we are going to get it done, that we're going to catch up, and that we are going to continue to invest in community. We are going to invest in community. We are going to...
We'll try. Just give us a second here. We'll meet with you.
And that's why we're here. That's why we're here to answer this call, to say that we are with you, that we believe in this community, and we are so grateful that you are here and that you are showing up. And we hope that you continue. For those of you, well, the governor asked how many of you have been here. I'm going to ask how many of you this is your first time in your house at the Capitol. That's beautiful. I hope that this isn't the last time that you are here, because this work requires us to come back again and again and again to tend to our community, to tend to the needs, so that every single person in Minnesota can live a full life, can meet their full potential, and can live with dignity and with happiness. And we are so grateful that you are here, and we are with you. Thank you so much, everybody.
Hi, my name is Kenny Becker. I am so happy to have the opportunity to introduce Representative Kim Hicks.
Representing District 25A.
Representing 25A.
Representative Hicks has been a leading voice.
I'm not using that.
Representative Hicks has been a leading voice for people with disabilities and their services provided since she started her first term.
Supporting people with disabilities, starting with as support professional and working in the Department of Human Services. During this legislative session, Representative Hicks has campaigned and led many issues critical to the disability community, including legislation to provide $1,000 recruitment retention bonus for every DSP across the state. Hicks serves on both the human services up and stabilizing support people with disabilities. Please join me in welcoming Representative Kim Hicks.
Good morning, my community! Are you guys fired up? Are we best in you? Where are my Rochester people? Shout out from Rochester, let me hear you. There are my friends. Well, like he said, I'm representing
Hicks. I serve on the Human Services and the Human Services Committee, and I am so thrilled to be representing our community in St. Paul. The DSP for 19 years. I started at age 16 and didn't until I was 35. I know how important the work every single one of you is doing. Thank you. I chief authored the bill to make sure you all get $1,000 in retention and recruitment bonuses. And it's included in the House Omnibus Bill. I appreciate you all coming so much today to make sure that we know how important you are and how important the people who are supporting you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have a bunch of other amazing disability advocates in the legislature, and they are all going to talk to you today. Make sure when you're talking to your representatives, you tell them to do what? Thank you all.
Good morning, everybody. I feel like I know you. I've been here a few times, but you probably don't know me. I'm Judy Martyr. I have a daughter with disabilities. She lives in a group home, and I depend totally on direct support professionals to care for her. And they've done a good job. They work for Living Well Disabilities, and they have given my daughter her best life possible. But more importantly, my job today as chair of the Best Life Alliance, I am so happy to be here to introduce the author of our Best Life Alliance bill, Representative Jess Hanson of District 55. For the last 2 sessions, Representative Hanson has been a fierce advocate in support of raising the wages of direct support professionals. She has fought for us during committee meetings, on the House floor, and behind the scenes, advocating on our behalf to her colleagues. We are so grateful for Representative Hanson's support and leadership, and we are excited that meaningful wage increases for direct support professionals cross that finish line this legislative session. So please welcome Representative Hanson.
Hello, everybody. You know, I started in politics because I believe that politics is how we care about each other. I believe that we deserve a responsible government that leaves nobody behind. And so when I came here, I knew it was of the utmost importance that I fought for people who had been ignored, not listened to, pushed off as hard as I could. So as the chief author of House File 999, I am very excited to give you a raise, finally. So much of the work I do makes sure that none of us leave people with disabilities or our caretakers behind, because for too long, our voices were left to be, you know, given the scraps. What's left over? What can we do? And the work that we add to our communities, the value that we inherently hold, is often not heard. But I want to tell you something today. I've been in the Capitol now for 3 years, and I have never seen it this full. You guys have shown up. And the world's run by people who show up. And if that's true, I feel like we're going to have a very successful year, so you should give yourselves a round of applause. We have what it takes to make sure that everybody who lives in a group home or works in a group home has the opportunity to thrive and live their best lives, but only because people like you keep showing up and making your voices heard. This is how we create the change that we want to see in the world. So as we go into these final weeks of session, as you talk to your elected officials today, you make sure that they know we need to pass House File 999 and give disability care workers a big fat raise. We need to make sure that everything we do in this body and in this work continues to honor the dignity and worth of all of us, no matter what our ability level or job is as well. We need to make sure that we're fighting for us in all of the terms of the care that we get, make sure we can eliminate sub-minimum wage and support our providers through that, and make sure that we can get some parity. So I have to run to committee, and I would spend all day with you if I could, but please feel free to stop by. You guys could choose to be anywhere today, but you chose to be here, and I am so proud of you. Thank you for being here today.
Good morning. My name is Liam. I work at REM Ramsey. I'm happy to be here this morning to introduce my legislator, Representative Curran. Representative Curran is serving her first term in the legislature. Before being elected, she worked for an ARRM member organization. Representative Curran currently sits on the Human Service Policy Committee and is the chief author for 2 of ARRM's legislative priorities. She continuously speaks up for the direct support professionals and people with disabilities, highlighting the need to invest in all of our staff and to make meaningful changes to policy that are individualized and tailored to the person accessing the services. We are so lucky to have such a strong advocate that truly understands the work we do at this table. With that, I'm going to turn this over to Andy to say just a couple of words.
Thank you. I have known Brianne for many years, and she's a best friend of mine, and she used to work for an ER. Other than that, I'm going to turn it over to her.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you again for the introduction. Can I get another woohoo for everybody that's here? Yes. So thank you all so much for being here. As mentioned, I used to work in this field for 20 years, so to come here today, I've been looking forward to this for months. For this rotunda to be filled with family and friends is just amazing. To see all these smiling faces, to see all of these beautiful people here, just advocating for all abilities, right? We all want to thrive, we all want to do our best. And I'm here today to tell you that we are working our hardest to make sure that happens for you. And one of the biggest things that we can do for that is increase our funding to make sure that direct support professionals get the wages they need and deserve, right? I know many of you, many of us in this room have been doing this work for a long time. We've been asking for some increases in funding. And I'll say that this year we have a lot of champions in the rooms where decisions are made. And it's been awesome to see so much advocacy for our partners in disability services. Please keep showing up. Please keep sending us letters. Please keep talking to your representatives. Because when we show that when we place value in the folks who care for our most vulnerable, that's not right. when we place value in folks who care for our most vulnerable, we're actually showing who we care about, right? We're showing that we care about our neighbors. We care about people regardless of disability. And when we emphasize that these jobs, these critical pieces of our communities, when we make sure that that is compensated to the highest we can, then we're showing that that's important to us. That work is important to us, and it's important to everybody in our communities, and we cannot lift each other up without adequate resources. And so we need to keep pushing for that. And so we're doing that now. We're here doing that today. And I just want to give a shout out. I know there's quite a few organizations in my district, in my county, but ARRM. Over there, I see we got Northeast residents and Hanson in the house. Thank you all so much. It truly is. It's humbling and honoring to do this work. I know how difficult it is for all of us to get together in this room, to have accessible space to come together. As we move forward with this session and future sessions, please know that your voices are with us always. And please do, whenever you can, reach out, let us know what you need, and we are here for you. Thank you for being here for us today.
Good morning. My name is CJ. I work with Bear Services in Rochester. I am happy to be here today to introduce my legislator, Senator Liz Bolden. Senator Liz Bolden was elected to her first term in the House in 2020 and was elected to the Senate in 2023. Starting as the legislator, Bolden had voice to be the services for people with disabilities. In 2022, Senator Bolden our workforce bill that was aimed to make meaningful investment in policies change would positively impact the workforce. This Senator Bolden is the author on recruit and bonus for Bolden currently serves on the Health and Human Services Committee. We are so grateful to have her voice advocate on the people with disabilities and please welcome.
Good morning. One more. Good morning. That's it. I am so pleased to be with you here this morning, and this is amazing. I'm so glad to see all of you. I see in the crowd that you see me. I see you. I see you. Thank you for being here in the people's house. This is what it should look like. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for using your voices. Thank you for telling us what you need and what we should be working on and what we should be doing in this session. So I'm Senator Liz Bolden. I serve in the Senate. This is my first term. Prior to this, I served a term in the House. I'm also a registered nurse for over 20 years, and I am the mom of 3 kids, one of whom has significant disabilities and requires 24-hour care. So I come to this from a couple of angles, knowing that the care that you all provide, specifically DSPs, is essential to the folks in our community who need it. So thank you to those of you who are caregivers. I am certain you do not hear that enough, so I will say it again. Thank you to those of you who are caregivers. We need to do better by you. You are doing critically important work that in caring for people, keeping people in their homes, keeping people safe and protected and provided for, and we need to do better by you. You should be earning at minimum a living wage, and that is not happening right now. So we are working on that as we speak. It is no longer acceptable, it has never been acceptable to expect you all to be doing the incredibly important caregiving work you're doing out of the goodness of your hearts. You do it because you are caring people and because it is your passion and because you want to provide care to others. And I get that. I'm a nurse. I relate to that. It's not enough. We need to be paying folks a living wage at least and providing the compensation that you all deserve. So we will continue to work on that. I'm also the author of a bill that would provide a $1,000 recruitment retention bonus to every DSP in the state. Again, we need to support you all because we need you. We need you to provide the care to folks in our community who deserve it, who deserve high quality care. So again, I'll just say thank you to everyone for being here. It is so important. Right now, as a legislature, we are putting together the budget for our state, and we are making decisions about how to spend resources. I also see the signs in the crowd that say invest in us, and I see that too. A budget is a moral document. We are making decisions about where we will invest, and we should be investing in people, we should be investing in you, we should be investing in care. So I'm committed to that. I'm going to keep working on that, and we need your partnership in that. So thank you again for being here, and keep being loud, keep showing up. We will continue to work together to make progress and get this done. So thank you again. Have a great rest of your day.
Invest in us. Invest in us. Whoa. What a wonderful rotunda today. Your room. It's beautiful. My name is Sue Mackert, and I work at Possibilities in Rochester. And I have the distinct pleasure, that's my cheering group. I have the distinct pleasure today of introducing my state senator, Carla Nelson, a former public school special education teacher who does not know the phrase, "It can't be done." Senator Nelson has keen sensitivity to the issues we represent here today. Her leadership roles and advocacy as a member of Health and Human Services committees from 2013 to 2022 earned her recognition as an Exceptional Advocate Award winner from the Minnesota Council of Disabilities for her dedication to disability rights, accessibility, and inclusion. She's been co-author of our Best Life Alliance bill and never misses an opportunity to speak and support disabilities. Senator Nelson listens, leads, attends events, and acts on behalf of her constituents in the hopes of improving the lives and opportunities for all Minnesotans with disabilities. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our friend here, Senator Carla Nelson. It's you, it's all true. Thank you.
Good morning. I am thrilled to see you here. I heard you. I was underneath the rotunda in the taxes committee, and I heard you. Minnesota is hearing you. And I see you. You know, after years and years of disinvestment, then COVID piled on. And I know that your staff has been stressed to the max. I know of the shortages and how that is impacting you. That is why in the Minnesota Senate last year, I supported and we passed out of the Minnesota Senate last year $20 million to provide grants to residential facilities at risk of closure. How that would have helped had the House gone along. $194.4 million to increase reimbursement rates for PCAs, and not just certain PCAs, but all of our PCAs. That would have helped. And we also passed $253 million to increase the reimbursement rate for disability service providers. Folks, that's what's needed to get the services required. I am thrilled to be here with you today, but more importantly, I am glad you are here with your voices. Know that the Minnesota Senate last year did pass these things. I will continue to support you. It is the job, it is the rightful role of government to support our disability community. Thank you for having me today. Thank you, John.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? Yeah? How you doing up there? My name is Stacy Rowe, and I am so excited to be here with you today in the Rotunda. As a member of the ARRM board, the Best Life Alliance, and a Mainsail employee, hi Mainsail crew, I have heard many incredible stories over the years of how people in this very room have made the difference. You shared your stories, you communicated what you need, and time again, you helped legislators create bills, you informed their voting, and you showed them the impact of their choices when they passed legislation or did not pass legislation. You did all of that and much more. Today, you are making the difference again. By being here, you are showing Minnesota that disability services matter, that we want to be acknowledged. We make valuable contributions to society. And I know you already know this, but I want to shout it through the halls of the Capitol. Our system is not equitable, but I believe it can be. When they do invest in us, when we get the supports and services we need, when we get benefits and livable wages that honor the work we do, we are one step closer to a more equitable society. Say it with me, you guys, invest in us. Invest in us. We appreciate words of support, yes we do, and it's people's actions that really show us what matters to them. And you know what? When you share your stories with decision makers, you open their minds to what more is possible. You have incredible power in sharing your experiences to shape the future, to make the world a better place to live. Share those stories. Advocate for what you see is wanted and needed. Now is the time for our legislature to, say it with me, invest in us. I believe in all of you and your ability to help ensure that we are a priority and that meaningful investments in disability services are part of the final human services budget. Are you with me?
to hear it louder than that. So one more time. 1, 2, 3. Yes. So, have you had fun? Have you been loud and rowdy? Well, I think we still have a little bit left in us before we go meet with our legislators. So you've been saying it for the last hour. We're going to do it one more time. Invest in us. And I want to hear it so that the top of this building goes. Right? Invest in us. Invest in us. Invest in us. Louder. Invest in us. Invest in us. Louder. Invest in us. Invest in us. Invest in us. One more time. Invest in us. Woo! Woo! Woo, 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 woo! I want to hear your best wolf howl. How's fun? Ow! I just have always wanted to do that. All right, guys. We are headed to go talk to our legislators about what? Investing in us. Go, make a difference, continue to be in the face of the things that you need, all right? Be loud and proud, and I'm so proud of all of you for being here. It's been 2 long years without you. Isn't this great? I think we should do one more invest in us, don't you? Invest in us. Invest in us. Invest in us. Louder. Invest in us. Louder. Invest in us. Invest in us. Invest in us. One more. Invest in us. Woo! Thank you. Woo!
Well, that's hard to follow. We just really wanted to thank you for coming today. I'm looking forward to hearing about your meetings that you have with your legislators. Apparently we have some swag in the back of the room that, not a lot left, but if you're looking for a hat or a button, Ken's back there, and so go back there and grab whatever it is that we have, and I hope you all have a really great day. Julie?
I hope your meetings go well, and thank you all for sharing your voice and being here today. Have a great day.